Lesson 2.2, Addition with Negative Numbers, page 113. If you would like to read pages 113 through, looks like bottom of page 115, go ahead and do that. It's explaining how to add positive and negative numbers together using the number line. If you need that visual, go ahead and look at that and see if you can understand it. If you're okay without the visual, when you're actually adding and subtracting adding positive and negative integers, you're not going to be using that number line. So I just prefer you get used to doing this without the number line, but if you need it just to kind of see visually how it works, go ahead and look at that. So basically I'm just gonna get started, give you a couple rules to follow, and then turn you loose. My rules are, which I don't know if the book teaches them, or I'm sure I got it from some other book. I'm not smart enough to figure this out on my own. So anyway, let's take a couple numbers. Let's take 3 plus 10, and let's also take negative 3 plus negative 10. So we're dealing with positive and negative numbers, but notice we're adding both times. Okay, so 3 plus 10. What did we do there? We took our two numbers, our 3 and our 10, added them together, and we got a 13. This 10 is a positive 10. This 3 is a positive 10, or a 3. So we can put a positive there. So these have the same signs. They both are positive. That being the case, we add the two numbers together and we take the sign that occurred on both of them and put that on our answer. Same thing works if our numbers are negative. We're adding. We have a negative 10 and a negative 3. So they have the same sign, although this time they're both negative. The rule follows. You add the 3 and the 10. You ignore the sign. You add the 3 and the 10. And we take the sign and put it on our answer. So in this case, our signs were positive, so we have a positive 13, which in math you don't even show that. You assume it's positive if there's no sign in front of it. And here we did the same thing. We added the two numbers because the signs were the same, but we put the negative on our answer. Rule 1. There's two rules. That's the first one. Same signs, add them up, put the sign on the answer. All right. Let's do one with different signs. Doesn't matter which number has the different sign. Okay, let's do it like that. We have different signs. We have a negative here, and again, these are positive. No sign in front of here, so we assume that it's a positive. We're adding again, so we have different signs. The rule for different signs is you take the difference between these two numbers. Ignore the signs again. In both of these different steps, you ignore the sign until the last part. You're just dealing with the numbers. So different signs, take the difference between the numbers. If you remember, the difference means the answer to a subtraction problem. So what is the difference between 3 and 7? Doesn't matter. It's not 3 minus 7 or 7 minus 3. It's how many numbers are between 3 and 7? 4. Difference between 3 and 7 is 4. Okay. What's the difference between 16 and 7? How many numbers are there between 16 and 7? 9. So the difference between this is 9. Alright, so that's the first step. Take the difference. If the signs are different, take the difference. Then you put the sign of the largest number on the answer. In this case, I've got a negative on the 3, a positive on the 7. Well, the 7 is bigger than a 3, so I'm going to put the positive on my answer there, and I'm done. Here, I'm going to look at these two numbers. Which of these two numbers is bigger, the 16 or the 7? Again, don't worry about the signs. I'm not saying is negative 16 bigger than positive 7. I'm saying is 16 and 7. Which number is bigger? The 16 is. The sign on the 16 is a negative. We put that here and we're done. Not much thought going into this. Makes it very, very quick, very, very easy. You just ask yourself those two questions. Are the signs the same or are they different? If they're different, you take the difference, put the sign of the largest number on your answer, and you're done. Alright, so that's it for that lesson. So I'm just going to do a couple problems while I've got you here and just not have a problem lecture on here. Page 117. Let's just do a few of these. We've got a -5 plus, and they put in parentheses. Does not matter that those parentheses are on there. It's just showing that there are two signs side by side. And usually when you have two signs side by side like that, they separate them with a parenthesis. Okay, keeps confusion, but it doesn't really change the meaning of anything. Okay, so in this particular one, are the signs the same or different? Signs are the same. So according to the rule I gave you, if the signs are the same, you add the numbers up and put the sign of, well, either one of the numbers. Since the sign is the same, they're going to be negative on both of them. Put that on the answer. You're done. Let's look at one like 18. 4 plus -11. Signs same or different? They're different. This is a negative, this is a positive. Signs are different. You take the difference between the two and you put the sign of the largest number on the 7. The largest number is 11. 11's bigger than 4, so we're going to take that negative and put it there. That's all there is to it. Not much to that lesson. Pretty quick and simple. We get into some like on page 118. 51 to 62, and it kind of follows along the line of 39 to 50. So let's do 55. 20 plus, and it's putting a whole bunch of stuff that we've done in the past together, which is okay. Starts putting it together and making sense on why we learned individual things. Okay, so again, we're using PEMDAS. Have to use that. Every time you have more than two numbers, you're going to have to use PEMDAS. In this case, we have 4. We do it in the parentheses. We have two numbers that we're trying to combine with an addition sign. One is a negative, one's a positive. Signs are different. We take the difference between the two, and we put the sign of the larger number on the answer. In this case, the 50 is bigger than the 30, so it's a positive here, negative here. So because this is bigger, that stays positive. Okay, since all we're doing is adding, go from left to right. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 10 is 50, and you're done. Alright, let's do one like 58 while I've got you here and I still have some time. 106. And I've got a plus. Sometimes with my glasses I can't tell if that's a plus or a division sign. Times 2. Oh, see, but even with my glasses I can't figure out what I'm doing. Let's do 106 plus -512 plus 318. Okay, so again, you're going to do what's in parentheses. Add, signs are different. You're going to take the difference between the two and put the sign of the largest number on your answer. So you're going to get 106 plus negative, because this is a bigger number than this, and then whatever our 512 minus 318. I don't know that off the top of my head. Is that 90? Is it 194? So I get 194 here. Now I've got these two, and I have to take the difference here. Or I have to look at these and I'm adding them. 106 plus negative. So I look at these two numbers, take the difference between the two, because the signs are different, and put the sign of the largest number on the answer, and I end up with -88. Alright, so that's lesson 2.2. Have fun.